Alright, here we go with the Christ chamber assembly. Now I've partially assembled this. I'm going to cover one thing here first before we get started with that. The 6-pointed connector, as you can see here, 6 points, has two different angles. There's three what I'm going to call shallow angles that are almost flat. They're only 7 degrees. And the other two are at 21 degrees or 20.7 degrees. Now, it's important to remember throughout this process, and then you need to really get this, is that anytime I take a pipe and extend it off of this shallow piece here, I always go to a 5-pointed connector. This will always go to a 5-pointed connector on the shallow ones. Now the deeper ones will always go back to a 6-pointed connector. So if I put a piece of pipe on this deeper angle here, it'll always go to another 6-pointed piece at a deeper angle. And if I put one on a shallow one here, it'll always go to the 5-pointed connector. If you can follow that simple, get that. The rest is pretty simple, okay? All right, so to begin with here, I've had this partially assembled, like I said. To begin with, I took a 5-pointed connector and I put 5 pieces of pipe on it. Now I'm always going to put the pieces of pipe on the 5-pointed connector all the way in, okay? They're always going to go all the way together. And I took this and I set it in my stand here, and then I used tie wraps to tie it in. Now these are not tight, they're kind of loose, okay? So you can move the pipe just a little bit. So that's the first thing I did, was made this. The second thing I did was I used a 6-pointed connector and put, again, I went with the shallow. Now get a box or something or a flat surface so you can lay them on here so you know which one it is, because it's kind of hard to tell sometimes when you're holding it. The shallow one went right on here, and then this is a deeper one. I put a piece of pipe on here, and then I put a connector here and made a pentagon. Okay. Now, as I did on this side, I already did that, so I can show you a little bit real quick. But after I did that, then I took a 5-pointed connector and put it on here. Now I'm just putting these on a little bit, just a little bit, 1/4 inch, maybe 3/8 of an inch is all the further they're going to go on there. Okay, so I have that on there now. Then I take a 6-pointed connector and a section of pipe. Oop, I have them under here. That wasn't good. So here I have a deeper angle. That's going to go, again, the 6-pointed connector always goes to a 6-pointed connector on the deeper angle. So this is going to go right on here. This one's going to go on here. And again, I'm just putting those on a little ways. Just a little ways, 1/4 inch. Then I'm going to take another 5-pointed connector. I'm going to stick that right on here. And again, just a little ways. Okay, and you can see how that is going together. These have to go in just a little bit, maybe 3/8 of an inch. And you can see on the back here, I'm going to go, I just did this all the way around. I'm going to continue over there a little later. But I can, a little more demonstration here. I got my 5-pointed connector in here now. This is going to be, because it's a 5-pointed connector, it goes to one of the shallow ones, which is this one right here. This piece goes in here. All the pipe are the same length. Now if I put this one on all the way, then this one will go in real easy. This one in here. Slide it on all the way so that I can get this one on here, and then I slide it back a little bit. Okay? And I'm not really pushing anything together at this point. So then what happens is I go around, I do that 5 times, and I can go ahead and take another 5-pointed connector and it fits on here. And I just do that like this. Put this one in just a little bit, go to one side, slip that one in, and back over here, pull that one in. Okay? And then I just keep going up. At this point, there's supposed to be another one here. I'll put another 6-pointed connector up here. So you can always kind of figure out, it's pretty easy to figure out what connector goes in the other end, because if this is a shallow one, I know it's going to a 5-pointed. If it's deeper like this, I know it's going to go to a 6-pointed one. So I just make all these 5-pointed connectors and then just start from the bottom and keep working my way up until I get to the top. When you get to the very top, put the last 5-pointed connector on the top. That's the most difficult one, and you might have to open it up around the top 5 pieces to get those to line up so you can get them in. You have to pull them in a little bit, and that's part of the process of putting it together. So I put it together twice and figured out how to pretty much do it the best way, and this is the best way to do it. So I'll give you another little video a little later to show you how to bring it all together once you have it all kind of assembled. All right, thank you. I think that pretty much covers it. Thanks.